right, we're in the home stretch. You're watching Ask the Lawyer. I'm your host, Brenda Teal, here to answer your legal questions today. Our personal injury attorneys, Manuel Green and Jeff Benton from the Rad Law Firm. Just call the number that you see on your screen. It's 1-888-887-9521, or email your question to askthelawyer@radlawfirm.com. We've answered a lot of insurance questions today, but what other type of law does your office practice?
We handle all types of personal injury litigation. So if you've been injured and you think somebody else might be at fault, then you should call us, because we handle wrongful death cases, we handle slip and fall cases, dog attack cases, which we've talked about, car accidents, and work injuries as well.
You guys have been around for a while too.
About 20 years in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Yeah, I like that experience going into the courtroom with me.
Absolutely.
All right, the number to call again is 888-887-9521. Holding right now is Christina from Fort Worth. Go ahead.
Hi, my question is, I just moved into an apartment, and as soon as I came in, I noticed that there was a bug, and I asked for a treatment, and the manager says that there's nothing here, but we've already all gone to the hospital because of rash. So I wanted to know if there was something I could do legally, because I'm still asking for help, and she's saying no.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your phone call. Is there anything that you can do?
The question, I guess the real question is whether the apartment's habitable or not. The fact that there's a couple of bugs or somebody gets a bug bite, that's probably not enough where much can be done. But if it's a bug infestation, there certainly is. They need to give written notice of the condition and ask for it to be corrected. And if the landlord doesn't correct it within a certain period of time, she may be able to terminate the lease and move on to another apartment complex. I think that's her best option.
Okay, let's quickly get to our next phone call. Karen in Dallas, go ahead.
My brother is 85, and I have his power of attorney, and we were trying to get some decisions made. I had 3 different lawyers, and none of them have paid for his burial. And in the will it stated that his medical bill should be paid and also his burial, but we haven't had any kind of compensation as of yet, and it's been 4 years.
Okay, I'm not sure who she's hoping will pay for this. Did you pick that up?
Sounds like what she's saying is that it should be paid out of the will. And then it's just a matter of whether the will was properly probated and whether there's enough money in the estate to pay for those costs. But yeah, I'd need to hear a little bit more about what's going on and take a look at that will. She needs to find a will and trust attorney, or probate attorney rather, that can help her out with that.
Okay, so she needs to look for a specific type of attorney for that. It's a probate attorney who is more familiar with those types of cases, and hopefully that'll get resolved really quickly. As far as, again, seems like we were just talking about insurance today, but I do want to get to one last email question before we go. It's Sharon in Denton. She wants to know, isn't disability pay legal, a legal right? Is disability pay a legal right?
I would say absolutely not. You got to qualify for it. So it might be a right if you meet all the qualifications. And this goes back, and again, she's got to find a disability lawyer. So, and a disability, there are lawyers specifically that handle those claims against the federal government for disability. However, if it's a private insurance policy like short-term disability or long-term disability, that is something we can look at for. Either way, let her email the firm, and we can guide her in the right direction.
Okay, very good. One more insurance question for you, okay?
Well, I'm sorry, but if I could add to that.
Yes.
Yeah, certainly if anybody has an insurance policy and they're supposed to be paid certain things, like they have a short-term disability policy, they have something happen to them at work, and it calls for them to be paid 80% of their wages, and they're not paid that money, that's a wrongful denial of benefits, and that is another type of case that we do handle.
Okay, very quickly, statute of limitations on filing an insurance claim?
In a car accident, 2 years in Texas.
Okay.
So generally the statute of limitations for any injury claim in Texas is 2 years. That's the general rule.
Because sometimes you have that accident and then you don't experience injuries until maybe a couple of months or sometimes even a couple of years later.
Well, that does happen. Obviously, we prefer that people seek medical treatment right away, because that makes the case that much easier. But if it happens that you don't feel it till a couple weeks later, give us a call, and definitely we'll get you the treatment you need.
Very good. The number to call is 888-887-9521. We want to thank you so much for joining us, Manuel and Jeff from the Rad Law Firm. Remember, even though the show is over, your phone calls will still be answered and your emails will be responded to. Again, the number to call is 1-888-887-9521. And the email address is askthelawyer@radlawfirm.com. Have a wonderful day.
This program is sponsored by the Rad Law Firm and features legal questions from viewers. Nothing in the program establishes attorney-client privileges.